Higuera, and I'm happy to welcome you all to the 2026 Myers Park Commencement Ceremony. All graduates here today represent the definition of perseverance and hard work. Let's celebrate this moment with great joy. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de Myers Park. Es un honor tenerlos presentes. Este día es para celebrar uno de los momentos más importantes de su vida. Todos los graduados representan la verdadera definición de perseverancia y trabajo duro. Espero que recuerden este momento con bastante alegría. In honor of our nation, please remain standing for the presentation of our nation's color, followed by the national anthem. Our colors are presented by 4 of our graduating seniors cadets from the Army JROTC Mustang Battalion. This will be their last appearance at Myers Park Army JROTC Color Guard. Serving on today's Color Guard are Cadet 2nd Lieutenant Rivers, Cadet 2nd Lieutenant Forney, Cadet Captain Smith, and commanded by Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Archibald.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Good evening, parents, families, teachers, administrators, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. My name is Anna Bilderbach, and I am the president of the class of 2026. It is my pleasure to introduce the honored guests, Myers Park's administrative team, and this year's valedictorians and salutatorians. Please stand as you are recognized. Robert Folk, Principal. Charlita Hatch, Board of Education, Member, District 1. Cynthia Stone, Board of Education, Member, District 5. Anna London, Board of Education, Member, District 6. Dr. Crystal Hill, Superintendent. Beth Thompson, Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer. Dr. Laura Rosenbach, Assistant Superintendent, High School Performance Area A. Our school representatives are Allison Davis, Assistant Principal of Instruction. Courtney Armstrong, Assistant Principal. Jennifer Bonack, Assistant Principal. Tyson Jeffis, Assistant Principal. Majid Powell, Assistant Principal. Andrea Runyon, Assistant Principal. Josh Connor, Dean of Students. Chris James, Dean of Students. Thank you all for being a part of our graduation ceremony. It is my pleasure to announce this year's valedictorians and salutatorian. We have a three-way tie for valedictorian and one salutatorian. Our valedictorians are Everett Benchek, Beckett Moody, and Carter Price. Our salutatorian is Caroline Hood. Congratulations. Four years ago, we walked into high school feeling nervous, excited, and secretly trying to figure out who we were. We had no idea how much our lives were about to transform, or how every small moment would shape us along the way. There is a concept called the butterfly effect. It's the idea that something as small as the flap of a butterfly's wings can create a chain reaction that changes the weather on the other side of the world. It's the idea that small, seemingly insignificant moments are actually the architects of our entire future. And looking back, that's exactly what our time at Myers Park has been. When we walked through the hallways as freshmen, we didn't realize that every small choice was a wing beat. We didn't know that the friendships we built, the lessons we learned, the challenges we faced, and the memories we made would become such an important part of who we are. I can still hear the cheers of our impressively loud student section at football games. I can picture the first day the big tree in the quad turns bright orange, and I can still feel the buzz of the green gators driving around campus. At the time, those moments felt small and ordinary, but looking back, those were the moments that connected us, transformed us, and helped us grow. Like butterflies emerging, we are no longer the same people who started this journey. Today isn't just an ending, it's actually the moment we finally spread our wings. As we leave Myers Park, we are radiating outward into the world. The kindness you showed a classmate in the hallway may travel with them to university hundreds of miles away. The discipline you learned on a sports team or in a club will translate into the work ethic of your future career. The voice and confidence you found in our classrooms will eventually change laws, heal patients, and inspire a generation we haven't even met yet. We often feel that we are too young to make a difference, but if a single butterfly can move the atmosphere of the entire planet, imagine the impact that 846 Mustangs can have as we begin this new chapter of our lives. You don't have to change the world overnight. Sometimes, all it takes is one brave decision or one small moment of kindness. That is how positive ripples of change begins. Class of 2026, go forward boldly, take risks, and always remember to choose kindness. The wings we spread this evening are going to take us further than we ever imagined. Congratulations, class of 2026, and go Mustangs. Next, I'd like to welcome one of our valedictorians, Everett Benchek.
I really don't like the phrase coming of age. Aside from being a popular story archetype, people use it to describe events like graduations that celebrates a culmination or achievement of some kind. However, I think this phrase is somewhat misleading. Coming of age implies that there's a final product. This kind of thinking is reinforced by the whole setup of a graduation, which caters to the idea of conclusion. Congratulations, you finished this thing and are now this kind of person. Or maybe it's framed as a beginning. Hooray, you are now this person, so you can handle your next thing. But when you really consider, that doesn't make much sense. You aren't suddenly complete just because someone hands you a diploma and mispronounces your middle name. I mean, it's a nice moment, but maybe it underplays the reality. I find it more fitting to switch out coming for becoming. Unlike the former, becoming implies change that doesn't finish at a given point, and therein lies the core of this contention. Underneath everything we surround ourselves with, we are all unfinished. It's humbling to think about. The students you see sitting beside you are sketches, rough drafts, waiting for the future to color them in between the lines that haven't fully formed. But so are the adults behind you, and the teachers beside you, and the individuals on stage. The truth is, the lines never will fully form, because we're all moving through the world in a constant state of becoming. Perhaps that's what growing up is, realizing that there is no guaranteed final design that we will all one day achieve, no matter how many people mispronounce your middle name. I don't have a famous quote for you today, because I like to think that someday you'll go make your own. Years into the future, people will repeat your words in places that you won't see, using your life as proof that they can attain something larger than themselves. So, rather than use someone else's words, let me leave you with this. I hope these weren't the best years of our lives. I hope we outgrow these hallways. I hope that we fulfill versions of ourselves that we would now barely recognize. I hope that our lives become bigger, kinder, stranger, and more meaningful than our high school selves could have possibly imagined. But more than anything, I hope that we wake up every morning and continue to become. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2026. I would now like to welcome our next valedictorian, Beckett Moody.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming to support your student on this momentous day. I think I speak for all of the seniors here today as I offer a huge thank you to the people who have guided us and supported us as we navigated our high school years. So many of you, family, friends, and school personnel have provided us with opportunities that allowed us to be here today. To my fellow graduates, take a moment to thank yourself. You did this. If you had not worked hard and pushed yourself, you would not have achieved this amazing accomplishment. So congratulations. With that said, I'm going to be honest. I don't have any solid life advice for anyone. I'm 17 and I'm just graduating high school, so I'm not very wise. This also isn't an I-centered event. Graduation to me is a we-centered thing, an us event. And I think Myers Park is perfectly represented by the word we. We are MP. Coming from a tiny magnet elementary school and a small middle school, Spartan Strong, let's go Spartans. I didn't believe that a school with almost 3,500 students could be so tight-knit. I was so wronged. I witnessed Myers Park students bond through the happiest of moments, as well as the deepest of tragedies. We have celebrated our Mustang pride, packing the student section at both home and away games, sometimes with more fans than the actual home team. We have then joined hands through tragedy with the most inspiring togetherness and support. Through the most exciting times of our lives, as well as the most difficult, we've had each other's back. We are the students of Myers Park. We will always be Mustangs. Tonight is about the class of 2026, the class that hosted the least destructive senior prank ever, the class who may or may not be why Ms. Richards came back out of retirement, the class who abused Gatorides from Colson the most, and the class that stood together, leaving here as friends who became family. Thank you, Mustang family. And with that, I'd like to introduce our final valedictorian, Carter Price.
Hey Carter, here's a 2-minute valedictorian speech that sounds like a high school senior and not AI. Just kidding. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carter Price, and to be here today is an incredible opportunity. Honestly, over these past few days, I've had to think a lot about what I was going to say here in front of all of you. So, I thought I would start with how I came up with the central theme for my speech. I don't know if anyone here knows what shower thoughts are, but they are basically times when you think on a deeper and more philosophical level. They have been key to finding out my topic for today, which is on how we are remembered by others, not just at Myers Park, but for the future too. For my whole life, I believe that for it to be meaningful, I need to do something that puts me in the history books, whether that be doing a medical breakthrough or becoming a professional athlete. Just something that would make me remembered by future generations. But over the past 2 weeks, with many grad parties, many lasts, and of course many shower thoughts and reflections, I've appreciated that how we are remembered isn't just the big accomplishments, but more importantly, the day-to-day, ordinary parts of life that define our character. I want you all to think of the people in your life, your close friends and family, your classmates, teachers, and coaches. What is it that you will remember about them, and how will they remember you? What impact will you leave on their lives? Well, for me, and probably for you, it is hopefully not awards, GPAs, accomplishments, or even mistakes, but rather kindness, patience, and generosity. My favorite was through shared experiences and connections built through late-night FIFA games or times I caught lunch at Shake Shack with my mom or practiced soccer with my dad. It is these times and the people you share them with that truly make life special. Because in the end, accomplishments may fill a resume, but it is the person you were that fills the memories of those who knew you. Thank you to my family, my friends, and the teachers for endless support, and to the entire senior class for giving me an unforgettable community. God bless you all. Next, I'd like to welcome our salutatorian, Caroline Hood.
Good evening. Congratulations. As graduates, we have spent 4 years of hard work to get here, and we should all be tremendously proud of ourselves. I think it's a common experience for teenagers to question their place in the world. Life is indisputably a blessing, but that doesn't mean we always know what to do with it. Who are we? What are we meant to do? What is the purpose of life? Time changes from something enjoyed in the playground to something ominously counting down as we wait for a greater meaning to be revealed to us. As teens, we relentlessly search for a purpose in our romantic relationships, friendships, sports, jobs, books, music, and classes at school. Anything to tell us what we're made of and what that means. But nobody is going to tell you. There won't be a letter sent down with an answer. But that doesn't mean there isn't an answer. It means we get to write it ourselves. That is the true gift we as graduates are given today. We all get to be engineers of our own future. So welcome the uncertainty, as growth is only possible with change. Change can be anxiety-inducing because it is often accompanied by endings. Nearly 4 years ago, we stood in our backpacks as freshmen, excited but terrified for what was to come. But in being uncomfortable, we were able to take on new challenges, and look where they have led us today. Now we stand in our caps and gowns, excited yet terrified for our futures beyond high school. But I assure you, this ending brings the most abundant beginnings. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome our principal, Mr. Robert Folk.
It's what I do every day at school. Before we begin tonight's celebration, I'd like us to pause and remember 3 former students, Vincent Weed, Abby Fleming, and Parker South, who should be with us but were taken far too soon. Though their time with us was brief, their lives touched this community in meaningful and lasting ways. Their memories continue to live on in the kindness we share, the friendships we value, and the way we care about one another. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of Vincent, Abby, and Parker, and in honor of the light they brought into our lives, a light we carry forward together each day. Good evening and welcome, members of the Board of Education and elected officials, Madam Superintendent, CMS district and school staff, parents, relatives, friends, and certainly graduates. Thank you for being with us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of this group of students, the Myers Park High School class of 2026. I feel honored to be here today to close one part of your life's journey while opening another. No matter how the park became your home for the past 4 years, academics, performing arts, visual arts, DECA, speech and debate, host of clubs, leadership groups, athletics, or just high school, you have reached a moment of closure. It is time for new beginnings, and you should be proud. Graduates, look around. It's important to acknowledge those who have helped guide you all these years. Please join me in applauding the teachers, counselors, school support staff in attendance. With those individuals, please rise. And let us not forget the parents, guardians, mentors, friends who have raised you and provided you with the tools you need for life. Please join me in applauding these individuals in the audience today. Today is one of those moments where we all stop moving long enough to look around and realize just how far we've come. For years, we've counted down to this day. We've counted assignments and credits, minutes left in class, and if we're being honest, how long this speech is going to last. And now, somehow, after all the early mornings, late nights, stress, laughter, victories, setbacks, and a few I turn that in moments, we're here. People ask graduates a lot of questions. What's your plan? What college are you going to? What job do you want? And why are people asking all these questions? But maybe there's a bigger question. After graduation, what difference will you make? Because every single day, whether we realize it or not, we are making the world a little better or a little worse. And there's really not much middle ground. I believe the world changes because of ordinary choices. Let me share a simple story. One day a person was walking along a beach covered with thousands of stranded starfish. As they walked, they picked one up at a time and threw them back into the ocean. Someone watching said, "There are thousands of them. You can't possibly make a difference." And the person picked up another starfish, threw it in the water, and said, "I made a difference for that one." And that's the point. We may not be able to change everything. We may not be able to help everyone, but we all can make a difference to someone. And sometimes that's more than enough. Maybe that's what making the world better really looks like. Not always huge moments, not always changing everything. Sometimes it's as simple as helping one person, checking in on a friend, showing up, really showing up, when someone needs you most. And yes, sometimes that means putting your phone down and having a real conversation. I know, bold choice. Small actions rarely are small to people who receive them. When you encourage someone instead of tearing them down, the world gets better. When you include someone sitting alone, the world gets better. When you choose kindness when no one is watching, the world gets better. And the opposite is true too. Small actions matter because over time they become our reality. The truth is, none of us arrived here alone. Teachers inspired us, friends supported us, families carried us, and friends carried us, sometimes literally, sometimes emotionally, and sometimes through math class. And because of those people, we learned something important. Who you are matters more than what you know. Maya Angelou wrote, "Let nothing dim the light that shines from within you." As graduates, we are stepping into a world that is complicated and divided. You will stand and you will fall. You will make mistakes and you will change directions. And occasionally you will look back and ask, why did I think that was a good idea? But every day we still get a choice, don't we? Will you add more despair or more hope? More excuses or more effort? More problems or more solutions? In the end, it won't matter what we possess. It will be who we lifted, who we encouraged, and the lives we helped change. People remember whether we made rooms lighter or heavier, whether we left things better or worse. Class of 2026, the world doesn't become better on its own. It becomes better because ordinary people decide to care, because ordinary people decide to help, because ordinary people decide that someone else's life matters. Today we receive diplomas, tomorrow we receive responsibility. So wherever life takes us next, college, careers, military service, work, or past we haven't even imagined, remember this: you are always leaving a mark. As your principal and your friend, I am incredibly proud of you. You will face obstacles, you will have moments of darkness, and you will have times you feel alone. But always remember this: Myers Park will always be your home. The question is not whether you will change the world. The question is how. So go forward and let nothing dim the light that shines from within you. Congratulations, class of 2026. Now go make the world better. It is that time, yes. It is that time. So, I'm gonna ask a favor. Everyone. It is that most important time of the day, the time for grads to receive their diplomas. As a courtesy to other parents and families, we ask that you hold your applause until the last graduate's name has been announced. Since we have such a large class, the names are called quickly. So loud applause, cheers, do not allow the next graduate's name to be heard. Please respect the right of all families to hear their graduate's name on this special day, and I thank you in advance for that.
Batel Gideon Abajay. Wilson Sparks Abbott. Gannon Charles Abels. Javaris Abre Abraham Jr. Nicholas Abramov. Lucas Patrick Adams. Zoe Chantel Adams. Jacqueline Ursula Abert. Blake Coleman Ajayan. Gribi Yadalis Aguilar Garcia. Isbel Marisol Aguilar Romero. Samuel Olua Damilola Ajayi. Zain Al-Safadi. Samantha Grace Albertson. Minky Suella Allen. Eileen Harris Anderson. Burke Chase Anderson. LaJarvis Demarion Anderson. Daniela Ariel Andina Kuzme. Andrew Kyle Angelico, Jalea Brittany Anthony, Paige Riley April, Elijah Cole Ariza, Yates Kerr Archibald, Emerson Lorelei Arnold, Samantha Liz Atencio Hurtado, Estella Sofia Avalez, Oliver Badir,
Tanmay Ball, Ikea Denise Bailey, Norwood Price Bailey, Grant Everett Baker, Michaela Lee Baker, Maikiata Valanyuk, Andrea Stewart Ball, Kai Anthony Banks Lipscomb, Molly Elizabeth Barber, Noah Powell Barbin, Sam Donald Barnett, Fazia Juma Barwa, Pushpita Behera, Yesenia Benavides Matamoros, Everett Roth Benchick, Sutton Gatlin Bender, Alexandra Jasmine Benitez Portillo, Carter Joseph Bennett, Jagger Anderson Bennett, Brooklyn Monique Berard, Bowery Robert Bettler Hodges, Luke Kawasaki Benyazarek, Anna Lynn Bilderback, Davis Holland Bilger, Owen Alexander Bender, Miles Xavier Bishop, Cassidy Hope Black, Alex Blackert, Wyatt Alexander Blackwell, Sarah Jane Blair,
Anna Adams Blake, Harmony Zymora Bloodworth, Austin William Blunt, Sean Anthony Bly, Sophia Marie Bodak, Benjamin Ward Baumfalk, Madeline Marie Bollier, Henry Foreman Boner, Angie Leticia Bonilla España, Jacori Demario Bolware, Amir Antoine Boyce McIntyre, Ryan Tilden Boyd, Miller Fitzpatrick Boyle, Sadie Catherine Brackett, Chase Butler Brading, Russell Alexander Bradley, Jake Lindley Brafford, William Thomas Brannon, Rachel Penn Brassey, Leo Alexander Brasser, Gianna Luisa Brayboy, Ekaterini Agapi Brica, Terrence Roderick Brim Jr., Brianna Eliana Brome, Caleb Rahan Robert Brome, Caleb Mitchell Brown, Griffin Michael Brown, Israel Alexander Brown, Michaela Cherie Brown,
Suzanne Lily Brown, Ariana Nicole Bryant, Zanaya Deasia Bryant, Philip Charles Bushy, Andrew Paul Buer, Addison Carey Bullard, Harrison Haviland Burge, Isaiah William Burgeon, Carter Wren Burnett, Jackson Lee Burns, Jack Henry Butler, Christian Daniel Byfield, Ashlyn Rose Cahill, Andrea Candia Romero, Charles Scott Kennedy, Connor Brett Cantor, Elizabeth Estelle Carvati, Sarah Campbell Elizabeth Carson, Dejavon Carter, Peter Bradley Cassidy, Blake Elizabeth Catron, Grace Myers Elizabeth Chalfant, Savannah Grace Chittick, Smithen Drake Chisholm, Constance Elizabeth Chitwood, Jacob Alexander Clemens, Jalen Jermaine Coates, Claire Delaney Cole, Jalil Tyreek Coleman, Elizabeth Powers Coley,
August Jean Camille Coleman, Sky Marie Connard, Catherine Grace Conlon, Claire Renee Connell, Lane Riley Connell, Destiny Tiana Connor, Jalen Fernando Contreras, Caroline Michaud Cook, Eve McNair Cook, Asia Nicole Corbett, Ezra Kelly Corbett, Nicole Araceli Coronado, Louis Manuel Costales, Penry Ross Craver, Samia Alan Crawford, Kendall Christina Cuevas, Quincy Deshante Cunningham, Anthony Rontry Curitan, Cody Holland Currents, Samuel Wyatt Curson, Lila Sophia D'Amico, Rocco Thomas Donofrio, Cooper Alexandra Daly, Giovanna Marie D'Amato, Catherine McCall Damon, Cameron Michael Davis, Dylan Gregory Davis, Gregory Donnell Davis, Imani Solatia Dawkins,
Kyra Beth Dellinger, Jay Hetbit Dempsey, Sherlyn Hernandez de Paz, Maria Ioana Dermas, Josephine Michelle DeRosa, Caroline Cross Detterding, Camille Eduardo Diaz Chala, Nalia Beatrice Diggs, Brandon Nkrumah Dimes, Aiden Thomas Diary, Darian Kwamel Dixon, James Dorflinger, Eva Reese Doolittle, Charles Jones Dowdsdale, Eric Henry Dearden, Blythe Hannah Dooley, William Neil Durham, Kaylee Grace Dyer, Preston Myers Eddins, Emmanuel Elias Eden, Audrey Carol Edwards, Reese Wilson Eford, Nayeli Yarel Herrera Pineda, Noah Grant Ellenbogen, Avery Catherine Eller, Mia Emil Ellison Cannon, Carlos Juania Emilio, Nelson Adoni Enamorado Garcia, Fulton Elliott Ennis, Peyton Ann Erickson,
Zachary Farrell Irvin, Carter Tilson Irwin, Burke Eskenazi, Kiara Anai Espinosa Carreon, Andrew Wolf Estel, Joshua Eugene Udy, Luke Alexander Eisen, Alden Elisa Faraday. May Ella Faraday. Aiden Kawai Faircloth. Amaya Bella Falzerano. Joshua Patrick Falzerano Jr. Cheyenne Faramond. Leonardo Antonio Farisato Suarez. Riley Elizabeth Farlow. Daniel Antonio Fernandez. Declan Andrew Fernstrom. Jaden Simone Ferris. Jedediah Truman Ferry. Marlon Javier Figueroa Gomez. George Chadwick Fisher. Audrey Harlow Fletcher. Tessa Elizabeth Flynn. Chandler Allison Flores. Estrella Celine Flores Hernandez. Caroline Carp Flory. Sharila Shantae Forney. Wilson Radford Fowler. Wyatt Landry Frankum.
Avery Bennett Franz. Kaylin Rose Freeman. Lucy Parker Frost. James Dylan Fry. Yudiana Yarasli Fuentes Santos. Catherine Shiloh Fury. William Harrison Gaddy. James Baptista Jacari. Caleb Jack Galbraith. Isaac Alessandro Gallo. Gardner Sullivan Gannon. Elizabeth Juliet Garcia. Isabella Anaí Garcia Higuera. Zariah Lachey Gary. Jackson Brian Gazarowski. Amy Anaya Gauls. Matilda Joyce Gentry. Maria Ioana Giorgio. Lena Maria Georgiopoulos. Dylan Huang Gyai. Grayson Ryan Geis. Charlotte Olivia Lawrence Gilman. Francis Lott Glasgow. Griffin James Godsman. Dainali Gomez. Jimmy Gomez Mojica. Charles Jeffrey Gagne. Vincent Michael Gorey. Stephen Dahir Granados Urias. John William Grant.
Noah Anthony Graves. Connor Lawson Green. Addison Joel Greenhagen. Elijah Reese Griffin. Mary Greer Griffith. Vlad Gregorian. Jamie Riley Grimes. Elizabeth Wynn Grupp. Jimmy Guardado Jimenez. Bella Alyssa Guerrero. Joel David Guerrero Barros. Aiden James Guest. Eric Dario Guifarro. Anna Carmen Gunn. Natai Gutta. Elizabeth Jane Hackney. Sally Margaret Hadley. William Scott Hager. Caroline Elizabeth Hale. Ayana Lachey Hall. Olivia Ann Halpern. Jonathan Henry Hamlin. Elizabeth Marie Hammers. Colin Robert Hamp. Cooper Flynn Hamrick. Maya Nasser Hanbali. John Caldwell Hankins. Caroline Carter Hansen. Melrose Madison Harding.
Malachi London Harrington. Aiden Lamont Harris. Ava Camille Harris. Janiyah M. Harris. Justin Patrick Harrison. Aiden William Harvey. Peyton Elizabeth Hatfield, Thomas Hill Houghton, Reese Elizabeth Houghton, Jalen Anthony Hayes, Julia Louise Hazard, Tristan Jingling Ha, Julia Amelia Hecking, Alexander Patrick Heinrich, Sienna Margot Henrich, Cooper William Hellman, Jason DeMarcus Hemphill, Quentin Jaheim Henderson, Nolan Ezekiel Hendricks, Devin Charles Henry, Nevaeh Rose Henry, Jackson Matthew Herman, Isabela Stefania Hernandez, Karina Hernandez Espinosa, Katia Yvette Hernandez Herrera, Ángela Hernández Aca, Leandros Hernández Cuba, Olive Jewel Herndon, Francisco Daniel Herrera Santos, Siriana N. Hicks,
Chloe Elizabeth Hill, Cole Ian Hill, Sarah Rachel Hill, Jada Tayshawn Hilton, Nicholas Hirsch, Isaac Andrew Hobbs, Mallory Vera Holden, Grayson Kate Hollowell, Ryan Benjamin Holt, Carter Madison Holtzhausen, Arden Pogue Holzman, Caroline Scott Hood, Farah Nicole Hood, Evan Farthing Horner, Madeline Alloway House, Jack Thomas Hovey, Diane Amarie Rain Howie, Kisule Grace Huffnagel, Mia Tatiana Hughes, Jacob Dylan Hulse, Charles Lassiter Humphreys, Brianna Janae Hunter, Christopher Yui Huen, Ellery Marin Heitch, Kelly Ayu, Taylin Marie Ingram, Jaden Zion Jackson, Rebecca Susan James, Ethan Vaughn Geltrup,
McLean Francis Jenkins, Andrew Campbell Johnson, Jaden Xavier Cordell Johnson, Johnny Depp Ricardo Johnson, Mackenzie Evelyn Johnson, Mira Devon Johnson, Serena Michelle Johnson, Tristan Lavelle Johnson, Amelia Afsena Johnston, Thomas Victor Jokinen, Ella Key Jones, John William Jordak, Nadia Leyland Jordan, Juliana Catherine Joyce, Nora Maya Kapoor, Mia Caracas, Demetrius Nikolaos Katsanos, Charlie Danita Keaton, Gary James Kennan, Fabshara Khan, Yatsavyata Kim, Lily Jane Kincaid, Matthew Benton King, Clara Page Kinney, Avery Rose Clemfith, Meredith Julia Klotz, Shelby Kate Nolson, Zindaj Korestani, Sarah Victoria Korzinski, Alexandros Dimitrios Koutsakalis,
Addison Corrine Cozio, Gemly Krong Nia, Matthew Christopher Kuhn, Anna Catherine Kuhn, Jack Benjamin Lackey, Howard Keenan Lamb, Jack Timothy Landry, Kala Anderson Lonick, Ian Michael Larich, Lordia Nadu Larte, Myron Darman Lawrence Jr., Parker Ann Layton, Keegan Joseph LeBlanc, Marley Grace LeBlanc, Anya Marie Lee, Kaya Alexis Lee, Kaylin Ariel Lee, William Thomas Lee, Nia Bryn Legree, Carter Lily Llewellyn, Damad Quadair Lewis, Ramir Dean Lewis Taylor, Hadley Cuff Lineberger, Ben Litchert, Stella May Littlefield, Kimberly Elizabeth Lloyd, Caleb Khalil Lofton, Junior Efrain Lopez Franco, Ruby Maria Lopez Snow, Ian Calder Lovett,
Clara Elizabeth Lowry, Orlean Josué Lugo Méndez, Andrea Gloria Lumbambutu Solano, Andres Samuel Lumbambutu Solano, Carson Sawyer Luna, Maylee Claire Luong, Jakiria Janaya Lynch, Veda Elizabeth McMurphy, Benjamin Martin Majersic, Nicholas Blake Malabad, Lesbi Sarai Maldonado Vasquez, Alida Amila Malolo, Charlotte Alexis Manning, Emma Georgina Manning, Christopher John Manos, Alexander Leonard Masillo, Sophie Myers Martin, Angel Isaac Martinez Rivera, William Anthony Mazalin, Kylie Elizabeth Mateer, Mackenzie Grace Mateer, Coleman Stephen Moth, Jeremiah Mayfield, Zaire Daquan McCain, James Burris McCarahan, Kyle Michael McLennan, David Ross McDaniel, Avery Catherine McDonald,
Declan Steinert Vellucci McDonald, Samuel Michael McDonald, Colin Bennett McDowell, Mary Watts McElroy, Haley Gray McNall, Kira Jean McQuarrie, Declan John McWilliams, Jonte Malachi Dion Meadows, Ansley Bell Mecarelli, Haley Olivia Meter, Giselle Medina Gomez, Derek Walker Medlin, Kamel Mackay Meeks, Melitza Abigail Mejia Gonzalez, Pablo Emir Mejia Vasquez, Sydney Elaine Melton, Jose Carlos Mendez, Angel de Jesus Mendoza Sanchez, Angie Nicole Menendez Meza, Bailey Merchant, John Bailey Myers, Orlin Alexander Meza Flores, Bonaire Sima Malandu, Lillian Marie Miller, Owen Maxwell Miller, James Cameron Mishu, Callum Grace Moeller, Molly Charlotte Mohanty, Joshua Molineros, Beckett David Moody,
Brooks Ellison Moody, Helena Louise Moore, Robert Marshall Gundra Moore, Justice Rashad Moore Camp, Eileen Ariana Moran Ayala, Tamora Raquel Morris Breeze, Thomas Brown Morrow, Landon Walker Moss, Benjamin Todd Muldrew, Benjamin Samuel Munson, Clara Ann Murkison, James Asher Myers, Anjali Therese Nagapan, Paulina Narushis, Emily Lisette Nava Gutierrez, Lucas Puya Nazimdara, Peyton Tillman Nasworth, Gwendolyn Rose Neal, Antoine Kyle Joel Needham, Amber Olive Newcott, Sarah Larkin Newton, Mai Tui Nguyen, Janira Kenye Nicholas, Craig Turner Needon, Madeline Malai Nofziger, Marley Alexandra Nolan, Eve Sophia Norton, James Anderson Norton, Emily Nilakoya, Anaya Denise Vanessa O'Brien,
William Kendrick O'Neill, Ashton Jacob Oglesby, Olufemi Isaiah Ogunwale, Tessa Annalise Oliver, Grace Catherine Onifer, Jose Roberto Ortiz, Fanny Lizeth Ortiz Ramos, Harmani Narissa Osborne, Adriana Michaela Paredes Justiniano, William Charles Paris, Madison Jinsu Park, Natalie Claire Parrott, James Fisher Pascal, Greer Tyler Patterson, Anaya Gabrielle Pelche, Maria Victoria Pena Quintero, Virginia Elizabeth Penland, Landon Nicholas Peoples, Guillermo Giovanni Perez, Jane Campbell Perry, John Joseph Person, Jordan Terrell Pfeiffer, Chloe Wu Fung, Whittam John Pickup, Jacob Malaku Pierre Louis, Sarah Catherine Penino, James Daniel Pizzo, Anna Christina Plaza, Zachary Reese Plyler,
Ismael Porter, Chaz Elijah Portis, Salvador Portugal Montoya, Gloria Sybil Potter, Ainsley Elizabeth Powell, Braxton McCain Powell, Isabella Marie Priest, Carter Dennis Price, Catherine Charlotte Price, Charles Riley Price V, Catherine Martha Pridemore, Taylor Marie Prosser, Mary Sullivan Purdy, Kaylee Elizabeth Ferguson, Lila Ruthann Purser, Natalie Claire Quattrapani, Braden Jackson Quick, Chloe Ann Quill, Samuel Alejandro Quintero Bravos, Carson Scott Railing, Diego Alessandro Ramos Garcia, Elda Ramos Sainz. Morgan Gabrielle Ramsey. Danilo Vincent Randall. Lincoln Bonner Ray. Emily Dare Reed. Kayana Michelle Reed. Lucinda Jude Rhaegar. Zan Aiden Regai. Myers Elizabeth Wright.
Ashley Liliana Reed. James Schaefer Remsen. Grace Morgan Renault. Brando Lewis Reyna. Alexa Ann Reynolds. Henry Craig Richard. Juliette Elise Richardson. William Frank Ricketts. Emma Colgate Ridinger. Nutsa Rikiashvili. Adriana Denise Rich. Chase Alexander Rivera. Ian Blair Rivera. Carrie Araceli Rivera. Skylar Ray Rivers. Jennifer Janet Roberts. George Nathan Robinson. Kamari Joaquin Robinson. Liliana Nakaya Marie Robinson. Saquon Arnell Robinson. Benjamin Caleb Rodriguez. Ishmael Rodriguez. Evelyn Melissa Rodriguez Alcon. Enrique Rodriguez Torres. Edwin Rodriguez Zapata.
Mary Angel Rojas. Carlos Romero Sagastume. Julia Marisol Romero Sagastume. Johanna Dayami Rosales Castro. Evelyn Rosales Escobedo. McLean Cannon Rose. Addison Pierce Rowland. Cole Nathan Rubens. Jack Ali Rublowski. Natalie Ann Ruckus. Eleanor Dempsey Rust. John Robert Rutherford. Riley Marsh Rutherford. Anna Lee Rusga. Zipporah Michelle Sine. Martina Hitchens. Eileen Rosana Sanchez. Kate Lucia Santangelo. Jason Alejandro Santos Hernandez. Diana Santos Juarez. Noel David Sarkis. Martin Elizabeth Shelby. Farron Lynn Shell. Michael Martin Shell. Finn O'Neill Shees. Theodore Vincent Scheiss. Caroline Welt Schlumberger. Sally Quinn Scott.
Carson Jane Skull. Alpheus Edward Seagrave. James Thomas Serpa. Aiden Mehul Shah. Lila Ann Sharp. Ethan Benjamin Shaw. Virginia Ruth Shaw. William Austin Shaver. Riley John Sherman. Layla Danae Shuford. Reston Hunter Shull. Lawson Patrick Simmons. Irvin Simon Raphael. Tyler Birch Sin. Nathan Brian Slattery. Claudia Watson Smith. Fiona Alwyn Smith. Jaden Lynn Smith. Lauren Grace Smith. Sarah Louise Smith. Wansley Elizabeth Smith. Mary McKegg Sophianos. Miguel Soluta Rodriguez. Princeton Elliot Sorrells. Elvin Armando Sosa Mora. Anthony Sosa Rivera. Cayenne Beverly Sparks. Ryan Marie Spiva. Naitori Stacks.
Logan Mars Stanfeld. Greer McLean Staten. Jacob Henry Stein. Ada Margot Stewart. Rains Virginia Stewart. Rachel Louise Stitt. Wesley Von Stokes. Lillian Mong Stout. John Harris Stoutinger. Reka Megan Schwartz. Mira Seisbeck. Macy Taggart. Priyanka Ann Talbot. Sierra N. Talley. E.J. Thomas Tan. Chloe Tong. Owen Bennett Terrace. Amira Deanna Tate. L. Madison Tatlow. Catherine Hope Taylor. Michael Thomas Taylor. Shamar Maurice Taylor. Malat Yoansa Tefera. Lucy Claire Teitelbaum. Ava Michelle Torelli. Ilana Marie Thomas. Ellis Lanier Thomas. William Rice Thomas. Summer Peyton Thomason.
Abigail Elizabeth Thompson. Chase Thomas Thornton. William Hankins Thrasher. William Brody Toller. Marin Michael Torres. Lamara Danae Townsend. Mayan Tien Trang. Pedro Travis. Maria Eugenia Trejo. Maria Camila Triana Ortiz. Sarah Grace Tricarico. Hannah Nyok Trong. Nadeja Lyric Tucker. Mackenzie Gray Tugwell. Hayden Alexander Turnage. Mariah Turner Davis. Ethan John Ucher. Emmanuel Urudinachi Uche. Noyermi Urdaneta. Joshua Isaac Velasco Sosa. Bruce Thomas Vestal. Jacqueline Villalobos Sordo. Nicholas Eduardo Viteri Guzman. Peter Flint Williams Volkins. Anna Jade Walden. Matthew Bradford Walker. Tristan Price Walker. Caitlin Rose Wallace.
Elizabeth Mary Walsh. Sophia Claire Walsh. Macklin Reed Walters. Carol Reeves Warbington. Craig Millard Warlaw. Jonah Hayes Warren. Shatiana Lily Gwen Washington. Benjamin James Watson. Elizabeth Githens Watson. Lauren Nicole Weaver. Taylor Grace Weaver. Bowen Charles Weber. Caroline Elizabeth Weeks. Aubrey Lane Weichel. Sophia Ray Welch, Jackson B. West, Justin Westbrook, Giselle Isis Wharton, Keontae Montel White, Taylor Elizabeth White, Rowan Elise Weiserman, Valentina Weisenthal Huerita, Griffin Thomas Wilder, Catherine Alexis Willett, Cameron Christopher Williams, Khalil Carnell Williams, Logan Allen Williams, Michael Anthony Williams, Owen Michael Williams, Aiden Ira Wilson,
Evan Christopher Wilson, Nathaniel Carl Wilson, Quinn Elise Wilson, Micaiah Yvonne Wingster Reese, Weston Michael Wynn, Emma Wisniewski, Charles James Whitmack, Joyce Wong, Belen Paula Janice Escobar, Eisman Rufine Yates, Alexander Sangjin Yi, Safira Joy Yoder Rose, David Talon Young, Miles Foster Young, Jairo Horacio Zacarias Rosario, Juliana Nicole Zarco Twala, Cornelius Levi Zelinsky, Dylan Henry Zolot,
Sorry, just a little early. Let's give one final round of applause for our Myers Park High School graduates of 2026. Y'all are such a good class. Now you may rise. By the authority vested in me as principal of Myers Park High School and by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, I pronounce you graduates of Myers Park High School, class of 2026.